Hey guys, Dave here. Welcome to the Centurions Review, the punk rock band of wargame review institutions. This is the prototype for Card Z, a zombie survival RPG card game. The author sent it to me to do a preview of it. One thing to keep in mind with prototypes is the artwork may change a bit before the final version and so forth, and maybe some rules might change too as they do more playtesting and stuff, but hopefully this will give you a general idea of what components come with this and a general idea of how the game works. Alright, here's your rule book. It's got the different subjects written on the front cover, so if you want to know the rules about reckoning, you'll go to page 6 and so forth, so that kind of helps you. Alright, just going over the components here. We'll go through those as we go. Here's what the typical setup looks like. There's actually several different types of setups. This is one of them, and you have different missions. Like you may have a mission where you have to get from this side to this side and so forth. And here it's talking about a player setup. You get a card, and the card is where you keep your loot. Backpack allows you to store 3 loot. And you also get equipment and stuff, and equipment has uses like this pistol here. It has 6 uses before it's out of ammo, and you put a little clip on the card to keep track of how much ammo is left and so forth. And characters, you have 3 different ratings. You have a move rating, a push rating, and a carry rating. That's the amount of loot the character may carry on hand. And the push rating, that's a number that has to be rolled to push an encounter. And as far as the neighborhood, the locations, they have different zones, and each zone would get a encounter card when you enter that zone, and it may be a zombie or something you're going to have to deal with. And the zones have dividers, such as walls and fences. Well, some of them do. Obviously, the walls will prevent movement, and fences will trap feral dogs and zombies, preventing them from attacking. So you can use the walls and the fences to your advantage. And the church itself is a trading post. Encounters, here's what you can encounter. Zombies, fast zombies, slow zombies, rigged zombies, and so forth. Feral dogs, human enemies. In every good zombie game, the zombies are a threat, but the other humans you face are often bigger threats, so it goes with the theme of zombies there. And you can there's also allies and dependents in there here, and there's a fire in the encounter deck. Each turn, at the start of the day, you draw the weather card, and it gives you certain effects and so forth, depending on what the weather is. And there's 3 action phases, dawn, day, and night. You can do pretty much the same actions in all 3 of them, but at night, your ranged attacks have a negative modifiers. And then last for each turn is a reckoning phase. During that, you can eat and sleep. If you don't eat, you start to starve, and you suffer a -1 to your die rolls. And on your turn, you can do a scout move. That's where you go to locations and you roll for encounters. And you can also do a retreat move and clear locations. And there's camping out, which is kind of cool. So if you eradicate all revealed encounters, but others remain in zones behind a wall, you can take your turn camping out. And here's a sample game turn with player overview. And here's the battlefield here. So when you enter a new location, you're going to set up the universal battlefield, and you're going to put in the encounters in the appropriate zones depending on what you rolled and what the card said, and so forth. And when you enter these zones, like if you enter zone 2 here, and you flip that may be a zombie, and then you'll have to deal with that zombie, and you'll start down here, and so forth. And here's how to do battle. Basically, you're rolling a d10 and getting greater than your target number, provided you still have ammunition. And if you make loud noises, like most zombie games, it will activate zombies, but in this case, just the distracted ones. Some zombie games, when you make noise, it causes new zombies to generate and enter the battlefields. There's one game that I played a lot called from Lock and Load called All Things Zombie, and in that one, if you fire a gun, it causes new zombies to generate. So I would do as much melee combat as possible because firing guns would just cause bad things to happen. All right, and you have melee attacks too, ranged attacks. And here's your encounter. So this is your zombie and feral dog AI. It tells you how to move the zombie or when to attack and so forth. So it's just a little AI for those. And here you got a sample battle round here. Here's a Coach shotgun. And here's a boombox. If you turn that on, it spawns a zombie cluster. And you can also play this 2 players. I played it solitaire. Here's the 3 different setups you can have. Here's the standard one, here's the wide, and here's the bridge one. And the scenarios are the last wipe. Start with 1 character at Alpha Base, and you have to make it to Bravo Base alive. Second scenario is Rescue 911. The first was solo, so is this one. Place all dependents from the encounter deck at Bravo Base, merge with dependents, and escort them back to Alpha Base before they starve to death. And then Survive. That one can be played solo or with 2 players. Game ends when the first player has food in a occupied inside location. And Civic Duty, that one's solo or 2 player. That one takes 3 to 4 hours. Game ends when you flip all blue caches to red. Duo must also clear the S-Mart. If you win, court rescued survivors, starving ones are okay as points. And deduct anyone, including starting characters, lost along the way and give yourself a grade. And if you get 6 points, you get an A+. If you have -2, you get an E. And there's another one called Horde Annihilation. Place the pub in the center of the neighborhood. Game ends when you eradicate the horde, in which case you win. And on the back here, it's got a player aid card to assist you while you're playing, so you don't have to look through the rule book as much when you're first learning the game. Alright, this is a prototype of a card they're coming out, or they're improving. Letter from the government. Here's where you store your loot. And here's the battlefield. Put your encounters in these 3 areas. Another loot card for the second player. And here's your meeples. You got dogs, you got all sorts of different zombies, slow zombies, regular zombies, and so forth. Here's some pawns. And chips that you can use to show cleared areas. Or here's a heroic action for like old school dad. Here's one for Joe. And these are used to keep track of the weather. And here's 2 characters, a meteorologist and a police officer. Here's some of your terrain. Even got a graveyard here, and in the graveyard you can do hunting and trapping. And here's the wounded cards you get if you're wounded. And here's your sick cards if you get a cold or PTZED or food poisoning. Different effects happen. Quite a few dice in here too. And here's the clips that you'll put on the cards to keep track of ammunition used and so forth. Here's some more characters like an archer, plumber, valley girl, gardener, baseball player, punk rock girl, hunter. Let me show you the encounters now. So here's one in Zone 2. This will give you a fast zombie carrying 1 residential loot. This one's a feral dog. Let's see what else we got in here. This one's just a regular zombie. It's got a move 2 and a bite 5. Another zombie. So when you get to encounters, you never know exactly what creature you're going to encounter there. Here's an interesting one. Elderly dependent. Removed from the game if killed. And here's a slow zombie. Then finally we got the residential loot cards. Like here's your shotgun, and when you shoot it you'll move the clip here to show how much ammo has been used. Here's some extra ammunition. First aid kit, 22 ammunition. Junk food, because you need food to keep from starving. Fishing rod for hunting and fishing. And a hammer here. You can use this to both kill and push. Let's look at a few more. 44 Magnum, that'll come in handy. 45, yep. AK-47, that's useful. 1911 boy, you can do some damage with that. Normal food. Here's a fire extinguisher. You can also remove a fire token with it, a Glock. All sorts of interesting little items here. Here's a boom box. Remington 700 rifle. And a MAC-10 chainsaw. Yeah, it'll come in useful. Feel like you're playing Doom or something. And here's a scope which doubles your range. That makes sense. Just take a look at a few more. And a machete. Yeah, definitely. That's something you would want. Shield. Looks like a garbage can lid. Actually, when I was like a little kid, we had the roundish garbage cans in the alley, and my brother and I would take the lids off, and we would use them as shields, and we'd use sticks as like swords and stuff, and we'd sword fight with them. Flashlight. More food. Recurve bow, cool. SKS rifle, nice. And a headlamp. That negates night range modifiers. Toilet paper. Only use at dawn before scout. Pipe wrench, pruning shears. So you see it's got everything you need for a zombie game. Thanks for watching. I just wanted to show you guys what this game looked like and give you an overview of the rules. This is just a preview, not a review. So keep an eye out for the Kickstarter whenever they have it and buy yourself a copy. Have a good evening.